This time, we are going to tackle a little known conspiracy. So stay tuned. We will deep dive into a theory that rocked linguistic and cultural studies. Proposed in the 19th century by British Prime Minister and renowned scholar William Ewart Gladstone, this theory posited that the ancient Greeks were incapable of perceiving the color blue. A lack of references to the color in ancient Greek literature prompted this controversial, and now widely debunked, suggestion. Subscribe to our channel to explore wild conspiracy theories and uncover hidden truths together. Now let's go on with this story. The controversy surrounding the notion that the ancient Greeks were colorblind to blue sparked intense scholarly debate and fervent research. The prevailing argument against Gladstone's theory is that the absence of a distinct word for blue in ancient Greek, rather than an actual lack of perception, resulted in the color being invisible in their literature. This debate opened a fascinating journey into the realms of linguistics, art, and culture. If the ancient Greeks did indeed have a limited understanding of the color blue as per Gladstone's theory suggests, it would have far-reaching implications. It would force a re-evaluation of not only how we perceive and categorize colors but also how the human experience of color has evolved over time and across different cultures. Around 16 terms depict various shades of light or dark, black and white, in ancient Greek, thinly suggesting that a single term represented both green and blue hues. The counterargument supposes that had the ancient Greeks been truly unable to perceive and differentiate blue, they would have used the same word for blue and green in their texts. However, research into ancient Greek art and archaeological evidence paints a different picture. Ancient Greek pottery, frescoes, and other artwork demonstrate that the color blue was indeed present and incorporated into their artistry, contradicting the notion of a visual void in the ancient Greek perception of colors. Analyzing quantities of lapis lazuli, an azure blue semi-precious stone used by the ancient Greeks as a pigment, among other colors, also provides compelling evidence. The high number of lapis lazuli particles found in ancient Greek artifacts and artwork suggests that they not only could distinguish but also utilized blue in their art and everyday life. To test Gladstone's theory further, scholars turned their attention to literature and linguistic evolution. They discovered that like the ancient Greeks, various other cultures and languages have nuanced systems for color perception and categorization that don't align with modern English terms. Linguists argue that the ability to distinguish a color, hence, the linguistic identification of it, is directly related to the necessity of the culture. For instance, if a specific color is not crucial for a society, they may not have different words for shades and tints of that color, which is said to be related to the way ancient Greeks might have perceived or labeled what we call blue. Even in modern times, there are languages and cultures that combine what we perceive as different colors under a single term. The principle behind Gladstone's theory, therefore, of the absence of a vocabulary equating to an absence of color perception, falls short when we consider the significance of cultural context. If Gladstone's hypothesis was true, we would expect other ancient cultures to present similar patterns of color perception. However, an array of colors and distinct blue shades is evident in ancient Egyptian and Mesopotamian textiles, paintings, frescoes, and murals. The identification and utilization of blue pigments, such as indigo and other organic sources, confirm the presence of blue in different ancient cultures. For instance, the use of Egyptian blue, a synthetic pigment invented by the Egyptians that very uniquely enabled a range of rich blue hues, highlights the importance and presence of the color blue in these societies. The analysis of linguistic, archaeological, and cultural evidence, therefore, rejects the color blindness theory of the ancient Greeks. The nuanced and culturally specific frameworks through which we perceive and categorize colors remind us of the profound interconnections between language, perception, and culture. The debate regarding the perception of color in ancient cultures serves to remind us of the complexity and beauty of human perception. Just as different cultures imbue similar colors with different meanings, the inherent linguistic and cultural components shape the way we perceive and name the colors surrounding us. The notion that words and language shape our perceptions, even of something as basic as color, reveals the intricate relationship between our mental processes and the linguistic infrastructure that informs and organizes those processes. It remains clear that our understanding of colors as a universal phenomenon is tempered by the language and culture that shapes our perceptions. The ancient Greek blue hypothesis then is not only a testament of our interaction with color, but also to the power and the dialectics of human language and perception. While the Gladstone hypothesis and the journey it initiated highlights a complexity and fluidity in the perception and categorization of colors, it also brings clarity on certain aspects. The interpretation of colors has always been a malleable process, wrapped in the cloak of linguistic and cultural contexts. The perception of color can be viewed as a reflection of the human experiences, a mirror that keeps transforming with the progression of different time periods, societies and cultures. Regardless of the debate, the power of color in shaping our world remains undeniable. In the light of such research, it is not merely the presence or absence of specific color terms that matters, but the broader question of how language and culture shape our understanding and usage of color terms. Blue, or any other color, can thus be seen as a lens through which we can appreciate the intricate workings of human perception and communication. This exploration of the ancient Greek blue hypothesis, therefore, opens a window into the complex interplay between languages and colors. It emphasizes the need to broaden our understanding of color perception to include terms beyond the ones provided by our native languages. As much as this theory brought about a seismic shift in the way we perceive color, it brings to the surface the critical role language plays in shaping our reality. That narratives can shape our perception of reality, up to and including our understanding of color, is a powerful testament to the human mind's versatility and malleability. Largely debunked, the ancient Greek hypothesis still serves a purpose in contemporary dialogue. It underscores humanity's propensity to erect perceptual barriers and reveals the powerful, corrective influence of research, analysis, and the sharing of knowledge in dismantling them. The incredible journey of Gladstone's hypothesis and the research it inspired continues to offer insights, not only into the intriguing questions surrounding human perception and color, but also into the less apparent ways language and culture guide and shape our recorded scientific knowledge. In rejecting the notion of ancient Greek color blindness, we are compelled to recognize the intertwined nature of color and culture, color perception and language. Ultimately, we are left with a humbling realization of just how complex, rich, and varied human perception can really be. Yet, at its core, the blue conspiracy hypothesis, however misconstrued or dismissed, symbolizes an essential truth. It is an irrefutable testament to the profound impact of language and culture on human perception and the understanding of our world, and, one could say, on the foundation, recognition, and categorization of color itself. As we conclude our exploration, we are prompted not only to consider the function and limitations of our perception and expression of color but also to continue this harmonious dance between questions and answers, hypotheses and refutations, discourses and discoveries. It is an invitation to step off the cliffs of preconceived wisdom and stagnation and dive into the deep blue pool of exploration and discovery, unafraid of making waves and ripples. In the grand tapestry of human experience and understanding, every thread, linguistic, cultural, and yes, even chromatic, plays a vital part in weaving the complex designs. As our understanding of colors and their perception continues to evolve, it's pivotal to remember that history and language are not static entities. They oscillate and transform, providing us with new perspectives and insights into old and recurring debates. The debate of the ancient Greek blue hypothesis thus offers us a profound lesson, that to understand color perception fully, one must come to terms with the fact that color, like life, is filled with intricate, nuanced, and dynamic bits of information and realities that transcend merely visual perception. Just as the color blue simultaneously evokes notions of serenity and melancholy, steadfastness and fluidity, so too does our understanding of the color, and indeed all colors must embody the myriad complexities of human experience and history. Blue remains an enduring and intriguing topic to study in the spectrum of colors. While our perception of color continues to remain influenced by cultural and linguistic affiliations, it's incredible to think about the world of wonder and magic that color brings to our daily lives. And fittingly so, the fascinating investigation of the ancient Greek blue hypothesis, as turbulent and vivacious as the color itself, invites us to reflect on the depth and complexity of our perception. Because, ultimately, the color blue and the conversations surrounding it are about far more than just a hue. They are entwined with the deepest hues of the human spirit and cognition. If you like our content, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell to be up to date on conspiracy theories and the untold truth. Let us know your opinion in the comments and suggest your ideas for new videos.